So we found ourselves a nice little lunch spot. We're gonna make some quesadillas real quick. I did not bring the trailer with me on this trip. We're camping out of the Forerunner, so I kind of got everything kind of cooler, food. I brought a little table just in case, air mattress, chair. I'm using a different stove than I have in my other videos. This is just a nice little pack stove I brought in. We're just gonna do a simple lunch, something quick and dirty. So we're gonna kind of do ourselves a chicken quesadilla. Oops, and I probably forgot to kind of shred this chicken. We'll get creative with it. Alright, we're gonna throw just a little bit more cheese on there. Alright. Then I'm gonna throw this on there. Ow, that's hot. I like to use a little hot sauce too. But I'm gonna enjoy this meal real quick. Ooh, I just ate that and it's been a while since I've used this hot sauce. I'm pretty sure this is gonna burn coming out the other end. Stay tuned for that, maybe. So we are in beautiful Creede, Colorado at the moment, and we're getting ready to go do the Bachelor Loop. And I wanted to stop right at the beginning here. Here, I'll spin you guys around to show you what we're gonna go do. We're currently right here. We're gonna go up and down. We might hit some of the 4x4 trails, some of the places that we'll see along the loop, which would be pretty cool. But there's a lot of history in this area. I've never done this loop before, so I'm kind of excited to see what it's about. But right here is site one, and look how pretty it is. I mean, we're not even into this loop yet, and the rock formations are absolutely gorgeous. And I know the camera never picks it up that well. So we're working our way up, and we're gonna go and explore some of these mines. Look at the views up in here. Alright, so we're at another mine. This thing's pretty badass. Check this out. I'm gonna flip you guys around here in a minute. But look at this. Isn't that cool? This thing's huge. And then if we look over here, you can kind of see some old, I think that's old rail car or probably a railroad track back in the day. But this thing's sweet. This thing's actually really big. But man, what a pretty area though. I mean, we're not even, we haven't even started I think we're a half mile into this. And look where we're at. I mean, that's just so cool. Here we are at another mining site. This is pretty cool. So far I'm probably maybe about 2 miles in, maybe three. It is a steep road, so I mean, if you guys go do it, make sure your car has enough power to get up the steep sections. The road hasn't been bad. I think as long as you're in a four-wheel drive with mild to mid to high clearance, you'll be fine. If you go take a sports car will not do this, but if you have an SUV or a truck, so far you should be able to do this trail. Like I say, and we're only about 3 miles into it, but that's cool. So we just made it we're kind of not too far from Creede. I'm going to flip you guys around here and I'll show you. But you can see Creede is down right in here. But we found a nice spot. There's camping just right, there's a camp spot here. There's another one just over this hill. But man, this area, I never knew all this was back here. And going to go see this in the fall would be absolutely beautiful. And we just pulled into Bachelor City. So let's see. We might actually go for a little hike and kind of explore this a little bit. But here's a little history on the area here. feel free to pause the video to read all the information. Yeah, we're gonna go explore it for a little bit. Okay, so we came up to our little log cabin here. Not much left, but kind of neat. It's a pretty good marked trail. I don't know. I'm gonna go walk it for a little bit and see what we find on it. Looks like we found ourselves a little bit of a viewpoint right here. This is pretty cool. We're gonna, oh yeah. Wow, what a beautiful view. That's amazing. It's August 30th when I'm filming this, and we're already getting trees that are getting some really, they're not all yellow obviously, but they're definitely showing signs of fall coming early. But Colorado's been so dry, so it kind of doesn't surprise me that they're churning as fast as they are. I think it's going to be one of those ones you see color third and fourth weekend, then this is done. I don't think they're going to last real long. So we made it to Brown Lake, I think is what this is. Um, yeah, Brown Lake. But look how pretty it is. Real pretty lake. There's no one here either, which is kind of nice. I'm parked at the boat ramp at the moment. I think we're gonna. There's a waterfall in this area that I want to go check out, and that waterfall. So this is. I'm not sure what mountain that is, but there's a waterfall right in here. So we're gonna go check it out after a little bit. I just wanted to come down and see the water before we went and did that, and just kind of see what's over here. We're gonna go across this bridge. Oh wow, what a pretty view. This area, I haven't been in this area. I think I've been in this area maybe twice in my whole entire life, and this is probably one of the most epic places I've been. Probably in. I mean, it's just a beautiful spot. I mean, no people, no traffic. Even the towns, they were busy, but they weren't oversaturated by any means. Some of the camp spots I've been driving by and seeing, there's you can actually get spots. But no, I think this area is a. I don't. I'm actually surprised this area isn't as busy as I was thought it was gonna be. I don't know why. I just figured this was gonna be. It's really chaotic. One of the reasons why I didn't bring the trailer, because I didn't know what I was gonna run into. So I didn't want to. Well, I didn't want to bring the trailer because I'm kind of exploring too for future. But I didn't want to lug it on and have nowhere to camp, and then I'm stuck on the side of the road. And it's a little easier in the 4Runner, even though the 4Runner is not as comfy, or it's not as comfy as the trailer. All right, we are at the trailhead to Rex Waterfall. What a pretty mountain right there. But we're gonna go ahead and start walking up this. Like I say, I don't think it's far at all. I'm not gonna even take a pack with me or water. I'm living on the wild side, let me tell you. But no, I can hear the creek. I don't know if it's the creek or the waterfall. I can hear it already at the beginning of the trailhead. So we're gonna head into this canyon and see what we got. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty waterfall. So we are at a beautiful campground along our way to go find a camp spot as we're going into Lake City. This campground, there is no one in here. I'm half tempted to camp right here. We'll see how much it is, but look how pretty this is. And fall is, Gaia is so around the corner. Check this out. Isn't that crazy that fall is, we're not even September and there's this much of aspen leaves changing and that much on the ground. All right, so we found a spot to camp for the evening. I am the only one back here. This is Labor Day weekend and I'm the only one back. Well, I shouldn't say I'm the only one back here. There is some campers on the main road out this way, but I took a little spur off to the side. I drove all the way up to the end, which is over here. And from the inn to the main road, there's no one back here. I have this whole spot to myself and I took it and I'm happy I did because this is an epic spot. We're gonna get the Forerunner set up. I'm gonna show you kind of my sleeping setup on that. We're gonna get some dinner going. We got an absolutely gorgeous view and I'm gonna show you something that's pretty cool why I picked the spot I'm in right now. So this is camp for the evening. I'm smiling. I'm so happy I got this spot. There's no one here. It's peaceful, it's quiet. I got some shade. I have some good sun in the morning. I'm in this beautiful aspen grove right now. This is what camping's about. And this is why sometimes I just wing it and I just hope I find good stuff. Sometimes I don't, I admit it. I mean, sometimes I just find stuff that I was like, oh man, I should have researched a little harder. But I'm really liking this spot. I mean, God, I think I'm gonna set up a chair or something right in here. I do have the hammock, so I might put the hammock up. But no, this little aspen grove is just perfect. And it's been about 60s all day. I've been driving most of the day. I've been on the road since about 7. I've been stopping and doing a few things, as you saw in the video. But tomorrow is going to be a little bit more of a relaxing day. We're going to have a little bit of a chill morning. We're going to kind of take it easy before we head to Lake City and do some stuff there. All right, so I got camp set up in the Forerunner. Keep in mind, I'm 6'2", 6'3", and for me being that tall, it's hard to sleep in this Forerunner. But here's what I got set up. So I have an air mattress. It's supposed to probably get pretty cold tonight. I think low 30s. So I got a down comforter thing here, sleeping bag. I can double layer up on that. I got some pillows. I can stay pretty warm, but I gotta sleep kind of, I don't know if you can see that mattress. I gotta sleep kind of at an angle. And I gotta deal with the stupid hump from that Forerunner always likes to have in their vehicles. So I got that to deal with. But other than that, I actually do sleep fairly good in here. But we are gonna get some dinner going here shortly. I got my little, I used to use this as like a little backup stove slash heater. So I brought that on this trip because it's just a little smaller, a little easier to use. So we're gonna make our dinner on this. We got my little roll-up table that I actually really do enjoy quite a bit. I've had this for a while. Camp chair and cooler and some cookware. Like I say, without the trailer, we're going kind of, I don't want to say we're roughing it, but we're just kind of going back to kind of like how I started when I did camping, you know, God, 15, 20 years ago. We're gonna have some pizza, but I actually already popped it open, but I bought the dough already pre-made because I didn't like how it came out the last time. But we're gonna do that with a little bit of chicken, mozzarella, pepperoni, some pineapple, obviously some pizza sauce. I bought me a spork. I feel like it's probably gonna be a little easier for me nowadays now to do what I need. Put some cheese on it. I like to put mozzarella cheese on. All right, and then we are gonna do a little bit of chicken. not a whole lot. Just to, I don't know, kind of add a little. This is spicy chicken. I don't want to have heartburn tonight in the Forerunner. I don't want to be getting up in the middle of the night to, well, do things that I don't want to be doing in the middle of the night, like go in the bathroom. So I'm just going to put a little bit of chicken on there. Like I say, it's kind of making me a kind of a meat lover's pizza, I guess, but I'm going to throw some pineapple in there. So we're going to kind of just throw those in there. I might actually have some of this for, I might snack on a little bit of this pineapple while it's cooking. Okay, we're just going to put a couple pieces on there. Maybe I'll put one more, just for giggles. There we go. And then I'm going to put just a little bit more cheese, and then we're going to go ahead and cook this thing. I hope this dough that I bought makes things a little easier. I wasn't real happy with that dough I used last time, but I'm going to go ahead and get this going. But we're going to go ahead and throw that on there. We're going to let that cook up for a little bit. I'm going to cover it with some tin foil so the heat kind of stays in there. And that is on. So our pizza is done. Looks pretty good. It came out not too bad. Pepperoni and chicken and pineapple pizza. It's a little messy, but it'll still be good. So we're gonna let this cool. We're gonna eat this, and then we're gonna probably enjoy the evening for a little bit, and then I got some dessert I'm gonna make as well. All right, so we're gonna make a dessert called a banana boat. So I already have this on preheated. I cut the ends off the banana, and I split it down the middle. I'm just gonna open it up basically like that. I got the dark chocolate, and I like to just kind of get a little bit of a layer in there. I usually just do kind of 3 small scoops just to break it up a little. And then we're gonna get in there. Okay. I usually do 3. That seems to be kind of the magic trick. So we're gonna kind of go something like that. And then I like to roll it all up. This usually takes a little bit to cook. I usually kind of let it cook for 15-20 minutes on a stove like this. A fire pit and my fire pit, oh look at that, little aspen leaf. But my little fire pit grill goes a little faster. This thing takes a little longer, but we'll check back in on it in about 20 minutes. It's basically done once everything's gooey. All right, it's been, I don't know, maybe about 15 minutes or so. I think this is done. Oh yeah, it's done. So check that out. That looks good. A nice little dessert for camping. Easy to make. It's this banana, chocolate chip, peanut butter, and some marshmallows. But if you don't want s'mores, this is a good option as well. But yeah, check that out. That looks good. So I'm gonna go enjoy this. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but there's a double rainbow. One right there and one right there. Pretty cool.